So anybody who's watching this meal prep video understand, like, yeah, I'm just prepping food. I'm just prepping food. To kind of do a receipt haul, and then I wanted to do a food haul. So let's start with the receipts. We know that's how we do it here. So this week I did golden crust patties. I'm really trying to minimize the mental effort I put into food by just sticking to the foods that I really enjoy and doing that for 2 weeks, and then making an effort mentally to shift. Because I think a piece of controlling what you eat is enjoying what you're eating, staying consistent, and then mentally saying, okay, now I have the opportunity to choose any type of food I want. What do I want? So I bought a bunch of stuff, but basically at Target, I paid $45.90. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to bring the receipt closer, is because last time I did this, it didn't even actually help. So I at Target, and I went to Trader Joe's because we went to Costco last week. So I have a lot. I spent $43. So in total, 45 plus 43 is 88. And then this is 19 and 90. 19 and 90. So that would be 19 plus, so 10, 109. So that's like $1 more. So let's say it's around 89 or 90 bucks I spent this week, which is, it tracks, right? $100 a week is pretty much what I've been spending on my groceries the last 2 weeks. So Trader Joe's, there we go, does have an advantage in that once I buy certain things from Costco, aka meat, I don't have to buy it every week. But this week I did buy some stuff. So let's go through the haul. From Target, we have mild beef patty, different flavor, and spicy beef patty. These are hella spicy. I also got this chicken fajita seasoning, which I don't know if I'm going to use this week because I already cooked my chicken, but I'm obsessed with this. This is what gives the peri peri chicken that extra kick. I promise you. So if I run out of chicken, I'm putting this and peri peri sauce on chicken. Last thing I bought was, you guys saw me last week struggling with my stove. This is what I'm going to buy. I love these. They're not too long and they're not too short. They're like medium fire. So I love these. These are like my favorite type of lighters, and I'm just going to put them in the kitchen because that's where I need them most of the time anyways. All right, so there's that. My boyfriend and I both like these. I have like 2 fridges. Basically, our living situation is pretty interesting, but we have 2 fridges, so that'll live in his side. I love gnocchi. He's starting to get into it, but whatever. And then I also bought potatoes. So if I decide one night I want to do potatoes, I can do a little bit of portion. Like, I'll cook some today, and then I will also do gnocchi, like half potatoes, half gnocchi. I really wanted gnocchi. Now for snack, I'm trying to do something new where I kind of be a little creative. So I thought half a serving of tabbouleh and or I could do a 4th serving of tabbouleh and some cashews every day. Thought that would be good. Avocados, I find that when I have an avocado a day, I'm usually pretty satiated. So if at some point I find myself getting hungry, I'll say, okay, Monday, Tuesday, I was good up until this time. Next time I'll add an avocado into my lunch and prep it so that I can just eat it. Like, I really eat avocados when they're nice and soft. I'll eat them by themselves. Or I'll add them to a lunch and I'll be full longer. That kind of thing. They're really good tools for healthy fats. More gnocchi because there's only 3 servings per container and my ass gets greedy. And burritos. These are for my boyfriend. I don't really care for these too much. He loves those. So I got them. Oh, and I also got some Thai garlic chili sauce. I want to actually put this on the vegetables. I thought, you know, the vegetables are fun, but sometimes they can be plain. So let's add a little sweet chili. All right, so this is what I got. So let's go ahead and magnify. So boyfriend stuff goes over here because I'm going to move that. This is dinner sauce. These are both for dinner. So these can immediately go into the freezer. This is lunch snack. So that goes to school. This is going to just get put away. And this is also lunch as well. And then the avocado is going to be as needed. For breakfast, I have so many salami cheese leftovers. I actually don't need to prep anything. So this week, I'm really going to make it a point to show you guys what's in the fridge at the end, because the prepping this week is very minimal, which is, thank you, Jesus. So I don't even think I'm gonna cook the potatoes today because I just don't have time. Like meal prep tends to fall off is that you get everything you need, you have all the things, you get what you need, and then you have leftovers and you're like, oh, well, I don't really want to go buy new food because I have food. But then you're looking at the food you have and you're like, but I kind of still want that. So this is really where my meal prep skills come to test. So what I'm going to do today is try to arrange everything so that if I do decide to cook during the week, aka the gnocchi, I have a backup in case I decide I don't want to cook. Because right now, it's late in the day. So I kind of don't want to prep. But I'm also like, well, if I can get a lot of the big structural items out of the way, if I decide that I want to eat potatoes during the week, I can just put them in the microwave. But gnocchi actually requires me to cook. So meal prep for me is always just about moment to moment analysis. However, the idea of this prep stage is to eliminate me having to say, oh my God, I don't have anything and I need to eat something, and then I order something off Uber Eats or I eat something that's not healthy. The whole point of this series is to show that if you can get some level of structure for the whole week done, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which is intense. I know some people only prep like 1 or 2 meals a day, but I prep 3 meals for Monday through Friday ahead of time in a way that's very sustainable. You no longer feel like you're on the back end of your hunger. I want women to feel empowered. I want you to feel empowered as the user, as the watcher who's watching me do this. Understand that I'm not just doing this because I want a meal prep or whatever. I'm doing this because I understand what it's like to have binge eating as a part of your life in a real way. I had moments this week, but they were able to end very quickly because I really quickly realized I don't have to do it for that long, right? My binge eating sessions can last like a whole night, a whole evening, even if I've already eaten. It's just like this mental hunger. And I had a binge moment this week, but it was such a short period of time. The next day I was done. But if I meal prep, if I set things up accordingly in a way where I can just grab and go and not think too much, even if I have a day that I'm off, then I have to sit in the real awareness of, man, I had all this stuff ready and I still chose to go get a burger. Like, what's up? What's good, Dia? However, I want women who are watching this or men who are watching this to understand that when you can set up a system for yourself where you don't have to think too much about healthy options in the most minimalistic way. I'm not even doing hella. Like, y'all, this is pre-made. The only thing that my chicken is cooked from last week, because I have been doing this now this is my 3rd week. Is this my 3rd week? Yeah, this is my 3rd week doing this. So it's like, oh, this will be my 4th week. This will be my 4th week doing this. So it's like, I have the potatoes. I can just cut, like wash, cut, saute, season, right? Put them in a plastic bag. Put them in a plastic bag. Put them in a bag. Slice in half. Put it in a bag. Like, I have created a system that allows me to cook when I want to cook, but also take the pre-made healthy options that I enjoy, that I find tasty, and make it a part of my lifestyle. So that's why I'm doing this, and this is why I want you guys to get it. Anyways, this is a lifestyle that can help you get to where you want to be, especially if you're a regular like me. Like, I don't know if this channel is going to blow up. I don't know who I'm going to be, but I know who I am, and I know the message that I have to share with the world. And I want people to know that it's a real struggle to be somebody who struggles with food, because it's like the most obvious addiction you could ever have. And it's one that people will never take that seriously because it's not alcohol or drugs, but it's real. And it's a coping skill that a lot of people use. And it's one that I used when I was younger, and I no longer want to do that anymore. I want food to be a part of my life, but I don't want it to be in control of it. And doing this meal prep series has made me take back a lot of my own bad habits that I've been crying about. Last week I was crying because I felt so uncomfortable in my body. And now it's like I had one bad day this week and I don't even feel that bad because I've created a container where most days, 80% of the time, I'm good. Hey, I just had to cut that off because I wasn't sure what was going on there. And I was like, you know what? Let me just show you guys what I'm doing. So this is me just like putting food away after I showed you guys what I got. Some things have to go in the freezer, some things don't. So I just wanted you guys to see. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of cleaning up in the kitchen because I have not been super strategic with the time that I've been spending doing this. And so I just really wanted you guys to be able to see what I'm doing right now and how it's working. And, you know, kind of just the different things that I was been up to. So one of the biggest things about meal prep for me is the strategy in which I have to do in order to film, cut, edit, and also make sure that all the things that I'm putting away are good. So those are my favorite Jamaican patties that I'd be using. Those are the snacks. Now this was from, I believe, week 4, and then next week I'm gonna show you guys week 5. I'm a couple weeks behind in video filming, you guys. I am getting there. I'm gonna get consistent, but man, it is hard to really stay on a schedule when you have content you want to put out and you're also living life. And I work 2 jobs. I work my teaching job, but then I also tutor, and so it's hard for me to manage like 3 full-time jobs. So this summer I will be literally just doing tutoring and content creation. So I love doing these patties. I feel like it's so fun to basically, what I try to do is, you guys know I'm all about eating half portions. So these are supposed to be frozen, but what I like to do is I actually like to cut them in half, because a whole thing is 400 calories. So if I do half and then eat like vegetables or something else, I'm usually good. And it allows me to have a snack during the day. So this is typically what I like to take to work. Something super easy. I can throw it in the microwave at work, and then I don't have to worry about like any sort of like cleanliness or smells or whatever. And also the microwave is located in the school kitchen, so it's not really like in my classroom, which is better because then my classroom doesn't smell. So I eat it with like half a chicken of chicken thigh. This was just leftover chicken thigh I had from like a week prior. And funny enough, I didn't actually even finish this chicken because it was just so crazy. But yeah, so that's kind of where it's at with everything. Yeah, this was fun, just kind of putting all the foods away. I've been really trying to figure out what my favorite foods are to eat. This tends to be a really good, easy, breezy lunch for me, which is why I'm even doing it. And I had a lot of fun editing this part of the video, you guys. Like, I feel like I'm really getting into editing. The only problem is I feel like I don't have enough time, so I want to relax, but then I want to edit. So some of this is slow, some of this is fast. But yeah, that was my lunch, and you're going to kind of see me put it away now. And one of the biggest things I find also with meal prepping is organization. Organization is everything. So I don't know how many people you live with, but it's super important to be able to organize and put things away. Next up, we have the vegetables. So the vegetables were to be used for dinner or for lunch. So I usually just get like a bag of frozen. Those ones were the ones from Safeway. And I put a little salt, little seasoning on them. And I just kind of like to air fry things because I find that air frying is just the easiest way of cooking. Even if you have an oven, it's just so easy to air fry something because it just works out so well. Look at how pretty they look. Okay, next up we have snacks. So for snacks, I'm really trying to move away from like chips and stuff like that and move to fruit. Now the problem is, because I am solo dolo, I do have to be mindful about like how much food I buy of something. So usually when I buy a lot of fruit at Costco, it's not always helpful, because some weeks I'm like, yes, I'm super into blueberries. Like at this point, I had already been eating blueberries for a snack for a while. But, you know, in a week or two, I may not be into it. So getting smaller portion size of food actually tends to work out better, because then I'm not focused on having to finish food. I'm just like, no, I get to respond to my environment in a healthy way. So really, you know, this is all just about maximizing and minimizing effort and time, and just making sure that everything I do works out really well. Look at this edit, you guys. I felt like I did a really good job on it, and I feel like it worked out really well. So I'm very proud of this. So I'm going to kind of tell you guys what I have going on in my fridge in just a moment. But isn't this super cute? So this is where I have my salamis. I still have beef from last week. Not sure if these are good or not. We'll see. So this will be a part of this breakfast. And then these are my lunches here. These are add-ons just in case. We don't know. Yeah, so now I have my snack for... So I had the fruit as like a morning snack, and this is like a secondary snack in case I want something a little bit more substantial. So I got these cashews, which honestly, I didn't end up liking them. I forget what flavor they were. They were like garlic chili or something. And I like spicy, I like garlic. So I was like, oh, they might taste really good. And honestly, they just tasted weird. Like, I feel like the garlic is maybe what threw me off, or maybe the type of spice they used for the chili. I don't know. But either way, it wasn't that great of a snack. And honestly, I still have like a couple of these on top of my fridge, and I eat them every once in a while. But like, this was so long ago, and I'm already kind of like, this is gross. So I will say, from my own experience, if you go to Trader Joe's, don't get these ones. Split it in half. A serving is technically half a size, but I want it to last me the whole week. So 1/4. All right, so yeah, this whole thing was just really about getting you guys to understand. So my whole thing is, eating half the amount of food is going to get me to where I want to go. And so my whole thing is I'm not calorie counting at this point. I'm literally just looking at what the serving size is, how many calories that is, and then thinking about my eating patterns throughout the day. So this serving size is technically half a cup. So I was like, well, let me just do a fourth then, because 2/4 equals a half. So I'm doing half of the serving size that's recommended just so that I don't eat as much. And the idea is that, like, because I do enjoy having snacks from time to time, it'll be easier for me to monitor my weight because I won't be overeating and having 2 portions. I would be eating, like, let's say I wanted 2 of these in a day, I'd essentially be eating 1 serving. So it's kind of a little tricky game you play with yourself. Like, yeah, I could put 1 serving size in 1 whole container, or I could do half the serving size, have double the amount of containers, and then if I eat 2 servings in a day, which would technically be 2 bowls, then it wouldn't actually matter because technically that is a full serving. So I have found that with meal prep, it's really good to kind of like try to play with your mind a little bit, because the more that you play with your mind, the easier it is for you to actually learn and understand, like, oh yeah, this is what I wanted to do. This was my intention. But actually, if I play it this way, I will still get the same result, but it'll feel like more, even though it's technically the same. And that has been the biggest thing here, is I'm gamifying the idea of meal prep and weight loss just so that I can really make it reasonable for myself and I'm not overeating. I think the biggest reason I've been seeing results in my weight loss journey is because I'm not overeating. And I do that by being very mindful about how I eat, the serving sizes that are recommended to me per food. All right, guys, let's talk about what my fridge organization is. I haven't ever shown you guys what it looks like at the end of it. So I'm gonna put my vegetables at the top here once it's done steaming. This is lunch, this is breakfast, along with that is breakfast, and the fruits all the way back there. This is a snack, as well as the chili garlic cashews. Then we have dinner options, beef brisket. I don't know if I'm gonna do these eggs. I think these eggs went bad. And chips for a snack as well. I have some leftovers from last week. Vegetables, avocados. And that's pretty much all I'm gonna. Hey friends, so thanks for watching. I know I have been a minute since I posted a meal prep video, so excuse my absence, but I really hope you guys like this. I put a lot of work into it. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, comment, tell me what you think about what I'm doing here. Let me know what you feel like, you're noticing about this pattern of behavior. Tell me if you've been able to go on a meal prep journey yourself, or if there's something you'd like to see me implement in my journey that maybe you're curious about, or if there's a mindset trick or just any sort of shopping trick that you want to find out that I'm doing that's actually helping me lower my weight sustainably in a very slow way, but it's sustainable.